Oh god. Hi. Alright, everything look good? Okay, yeah, this is pretty comfy. Only problem is, I don't have a real place to put my water. Okay, it was a minor spill. It was a minor spill. It's tradition by this point. At some point, I have to royally fuck up the act of drinking all over me. I just keep it on the floor. Oh god, that's such a far reach. That's such a far reach. Okay, I'll keep it over here. Alright, so. Welcome back to Shovel Knight King of Cards. Last time, we got to the Tower of Fate, and we actually only have one level left now. Only one big thing to tackle. But first, the optional big thing to tackle, we gotta do the Tower of Joustus, the final of the Joustus houses. So, we're opening with card games. Sorry. I know it's been really excessively boring to watch, but I've been enjoying them. Well, slightly. I'm not in love with them. They definitely slow the pace a little. And if there's a negative to this game, I guess that it's it. But it's good that it's completely optional. Looks a bit too dangerous in there for Chester, but you royals can go wherever you please, eh? But still, I'm open for business now. A glance at my wares? No. Well, a glance, yes, but it costs all my money to get back all my cards. Okay. I think I have a few gem thieves tucked away, so I don't think I need to buy anything. I don't want to buy anything. Jesus Christ. Wow. It didn't drop money, though. It just killed me. Yeah, no, this final area is actually, well, this final Joustus house is, like, actually treacherous, and that's interesting. I assume you're probably my first opponent, though. As I informed Spectre Knight, the card printing is going at full speed. We simply cannot keep up with demand. Oh yeah, they made Joustus. She has a plan for D's nuts. Does she now? Where is it on her website? Because if she did, then I'm sure I would have covered it in the video. Okay, so you're not an enemy. Well, you're not hostile, and I don't play cards against you. I saw Red Skull Man, though. I think Red Skull Man is one of my bad boys here. Who's that boss? Missy. Look at this wisp chest that Specty missed. He wasn't being very meticulous, was he? If you beat me at Joustus, I'll let you see the wisp up close. Woo, who knows what'll happen. I just hope no one gets hurt. There's no just there. I gotta turn up the text size here. That's a weird fucking board. Oh, I can't push that left over. Oh my god, it's bigger than the actual screen. Ah! Yeah, that's about what I expected. Is that a triple arrow? What is that? A triple arrow. Disappears after 3 turns of play. Okay. Let it be known that I will lose this. Thankfully, this is the last batch of Joustus boys. How many of those do you have? There's nothing for me to do to that. Well. Okay. Maybe. Disappears after 3 turns, right? I took this, but they're gonna take it right back next turn. Really? I don't like where that's going. That doesn't help. Oh, triple A. All of the arrows are just gone. Yeah, it's about what I expected. But I've got 2 of them. And that last one I can't take. Without some harsh finagling. That I don't think I'm going to be able to pull off. Yeah, I might have to gem thief here. Thank God I have 3 of them. I'm going to try and make this part fast. Because, like, what you're really here for is the finale. Holy shit, that's... Yeah, you took that one too. Wow. I'm just going to start filling the place up. Yeah. Oh, really? That put that that put this tile in play. Now he's just prolonging the inevitable. Well, he took that one. God forbid. Yeah, what do you think I'm gonna take? Fucking triple arrow? Alright, a deal's a deal. I'll open up the wisp chest. Have a closer look. Hey! Get it out of me! Ugh, what in blue blazes was that thing? Weird, Specty said it sustained him. I wonder what it did to you. What did it do to me? Am I gonna have to fight Spectre Knight because he wants it knocked out of me later? I don't know. Oh, we've already rematched Spectre Knight. Oh, everything's all wobbly now. Great. Oh, I thought that was an actual enemy. Liquid Samurai. Formless and infinite are we, her legion of guards. Liquid Samurai. Intruder! By our queen's order, we settle our scores in joustus here. Without a table nearby, our battle cannot commence. Do I gotta make a fucking table for you? The boss has brilliant schemes, but nothing this diabolical. Bringing down kingdoms with a simple game. Without a table, I don't think I can make a table, right? I'm gonna have to come back to that one. No, I'm not. Okay, how do I get him up to that? Because, like, clearly it exists. Oh, I need... Alright, come this way. There we go. Hey, look, it's a table. I did it. Formless and infinite, blah, blah, blah. For our queen! I will lose. Okay, It's a simple board. But he has the fucking triple arrows, and he's got 2 of them already. I want to get that out of play as soon as possible. Oh, that could be pushed from below. God damn it. I've already lost this. Yeah, it's gonna take a big fucking twist for me to take this one. But I'll let him win the first one. He gave me that for the sole purpose of filling the spot and winning the game. How you nerds doing? Clock-a-million. Double arrow after placement pushes every turn. Well, that helped. Fuck you. Oh my god, how many of those do you have? Okay. Okay, is there anything he's going to be able to do to push that out of the way? Left, no. Up, no. Right, no. Down only with a triple arrow, which unfortunately he has 2 of. He's going to use it this turn. I'm actually really close to being able to win this. But no, he's going to take it. I'm definitely certain. Well, actually. No one's going to be able to take that middle one. No, he's going to be able to push this one up. And that's all it's going to take. Yep, take it. Doing piss. Def 2. What's Def 2? You better come up with something new this time. That gets it out of play pretty much instantly. You took it from me, wow. Okay, well, I have that one in the bottom left pretty securely. Def to D's my balls. I see. Yeah, you do have a fucking triple arrow, don't you? Wow. Wow. Nope, that flips it to them. They're gonna take it. Not sure how. Yeah, that's how. Fuck, I was sure I would have some... I was sure I'd be able to take that one. Okay. This is the last one before I cheat. Because I actually did feel good on that one. Yeah, that was a given. These fucking triple arrows. Okay, I think now I just need to fill the last remaining spaces and I win. Hey! See, if I say the words last one before I cheat, then I win. Cool. Yeah, loser. There's just a medal in here? Finally. Man, I don't even know who that is yet. Shield Knight? Yeah. Yeah. Still your tongue. We guard the tower's entrance with full attention. Well, I have enough to buy the last health upgrade now. I'm a little far to the right in the face cam. Oh god. And if there's anything we don't want to be, it's far right. Ha ha. Is that a little better? That looks better. Who? Are you the last one? Horus. Few ever find this place, but you are among those few. This is our champion's perch, and I am the champion. Unfortunately for you, I cannot be challenged yet. You must defeat the others first. Oh, and I think I can see your rat rope from here. Feel free to jump down. You'll surely be safe. Okay, yes. I was afraid. How many more do I have? 2, I assume. Actually, one of the medals was free. Yeah, okay. So I have to face Skullboy right here. And then my beloved, my betrothed, my heart breaks for her red skull lies misplaced. Look, people misplace things all the time. It's not my fault. Can we play Joustus or what? What a dick. My heart grows cold. But shall we play cards to pass the time? To see her once more, if only. Ah, Joustus it is then. These boards are remarkably simple and gimmickless. Thank fuck. Solid play. Gonna just get you out of the way real quick. Of course, I've set myself up to not get that that gem in the middle now. We're just blocking these off left and right. That doesn't solve the core problem of the fact that it just blocks me off from a gem. This is a very weird one. But I took it by accident. Yeah, give me this one. Or Scarlet. They're the same. Give me you. Good. I'm at exactly 10,000 gold. That's a rarity, to be sure. I can get more than that, right? It's not the max. Alright, off to Horus, who should be the last Joustus match. I mean, surely there's like a few I missed on the airship, but last one of these. You've defeated your rivals, I see. No small feat. You've persisted longer than most up here. There were fewer than in all the other places. Now we may finally have a proper match. Are you prepared? It's time for you to accept your fate. Somehow I feel like there's gonna be a twist after I beat you. 'Cause like, there's only 4 here. Normally there's 5. The Enchantress is gonna come flying down and demand I fight her in Joustus. I'll give that to you for no real reason. If you push me down, that takes the gem. That gives you the gem permanently. What the fuck? Oh! That's how this works. I have a time limit. Oh my god. Oh, well that doesn't give me that. I think I might have taken this, like, immediately. I don't see... Well, place that there so that that can't get pushed left. No, instead it'll get pushed up. But, like, I have 2 of them anyway. Fill the slot, I win. Yeah, if that was the last one, that shouldn't have gone that easily. And yet it did. Despite all of my posturing, I've suffered defeat. How embarrassing. Black Knight was like the hardest one. Dang. Perhaps I'll journey along with you for a time. Some sunlight might do these old dry griefs some good. Alright, welcome aboard, I guess. Okay. Any new merit medals? I believe I'm really close to having all of them. No, I always fuck up on the menu. Okay. There are 10 I'm missing. I know where 3 of them are. Recreate Joustus subroutine. Ow. You weren't a boss anywhere, right? I just found you. Right? God, I hope this isn't pointless. Oh. Actually, you took it. Fuck. Oh, you're gonna take... Not Enchantress? Alright, I don't want to spend too long on this one, given that I found it by, like, accident, and it's been half an hour, and I haven't done any platforming. Granted, that's because there's only 1 level left, and if it's anything like the other campaigns, there's not actually going to be platforming in this level, it's just going to be the boss, so it's probably going to be pretty short. Well, he took that, so... Someone give me a conversation topic so this stops being boring. It's not that I'm bored, it's that I realize it's really boring to watch. What the fuck? That just moved off the thing? What? Why? Disappears after 3 turns. I thought the arrows disappeared after 3 turns. Why did she move out of the way? Well, not that it matters. No, it matters. Okay. No, it doesn't. Pisma. I need to hear you come up with an explanation for that one. What's Pisma? Well, there's a medal I hadn't gotten. Yeah, I need to go through and do all this to be able to get all the medals. Wait, I've played you, haven't I? I hope I haven't. 90% certain I have, though. Shit, you were able to do that, weren't you? Oh god, and they're gonna be able to push it that way. God damn it, I lost this too. Is intercourse available? Intercourse is not at the dorm. Intercourse has gone home. Yeah, I think I'd beaten him before. He has my Phantom Striker card. Yes, I had beaten him before. Well, that means I should have thought of that before I used a gem thief. Shit. Well. Let's buy the last of these. Okay, so that's the last of the health. I have max health, max vigor. How many more medals do I need? Oh, there are 18 in this area. So there's 6 more to get in on the airship. All from Joustus, I'm sure. Plus the 3. Plus the 3 on at the last Tower of Fate level. That actually makes a lot of sense. Turns out Cooper dropped his whole nest egg on the glide wing. I joined up and the Bard was already on board. Bard writes about adventures, you see. Cooper creates them, the old 1-2 punch. I say, what the birds and the bards do is their business. I say, what the not I say. Me, I'm happy here watching the clouds scroll on by. Anyway, that's enough for now. Let's look. I feel like if I get through all of her stories, I have to play her in Joustus. But you know what? I think I'm probably gonna just off-screen all those Joustus games, because, like, you don't care about them. I am 100% certain you don't give a shit about them. So, I'm gonna get up and turn the thermostat down. I hit ZR while putting down the gamepad. Okay, now I'm turning the thermostat down. Pillow fell, my pillow fell. Pillow fell. Alright. Now, after several days more than the typical Shovel Knight campaign, let's finish this thing. Are you gonna fucking ram it? Oh my god. Your ship just got destroyed by Propeller Knight not long ago. Oh, you bashed into the window. That works. That works. Make way. Yeah, this is familiar. Oh, it's one of these. A staple. It had to happen. Oh no! And it's a lot more treacherous here. Maybe have the bubble ready, which I didn't expect to have. Okay, there are 3 medals here, I know that much. I switched items. I would have been able to get there if I didn't do that. Oh my god. Did it by complete accident, of course. I was hoping, there being only one level, that I wouldn't have to... That I wouldn't, What am I trying to say? I was hoping, there only being one level, one battle, there wouldn't be much opportunity for me to just, like, do completely incompetent mistakes. Let's try this again. I'm not entirely convinced this is the bonus area, though. Maybe it expected you to go right. Yeah, that's the checkpoint. What the fuck? Wow, I skipped all the... Damn it. King Knight, it's impressive you've come this far. I apologize, I've underestimated you. There she is. Follow me, this way. Hey, boys. Oh my God. And you've brought your jesters as well. You know, you don't need them. You are the most important one here. Preposterous! We stand together as kingdoms and people, as it should be. Our roots run deep in the waters, and our friendship has hatched and blossomed through respect. Now that I have my own voice, hear me clearly. I'm no king, but our flock flies in formation. Under that bravery and conviction lies fear and uncertainty. Who among you is ready to meet their demise? Strike true, King Knight. All of our hopes lie within you. Lie with you. Fuck. Shit. Wow. Hey, boys. Thank God for the directional bash. Like, wow. Of course, not much of a help anymore. Okay, well, I'm coming back here. And I'll probably do it on this stream, because how long have I been streaming? 42 minutes. It's not going to take me an hour to get through this. Granted, it took me 3 hours to get through. Okay, since I've lost, I might as well just forfeit. Oh. That returned me to my original. That just returned things to how they were beforehand. Like, my gold is at the same level as it was. Okay, I'll take that. That means I technically didn't lose gold from losing that battle. Shit. Damn it, I had it. I am really curious about how this is going to resolve itself, because the Enchantress can't lose. That can't happen. Like, she was able to lose in the Plague Knight campaign because it took place at the same time as the Shovel Knight campaign. And she was, you know, the main villain of the Shovel Knight well, she's been the main villain of all the campaigns, but Shovel Knight was the one to, like, actually do her in and return her to Shield Knight and everything. Whereas here, we've got, here in Inspector Knight's campaign, we have a situation where she has to come out of this winning, just by nature of this being a prequel. Spectre Knight, they were able to turn that into her, like, enslaving Spectre Knight for all eternity. I don't know how they're gonna do that here. Well, he ends up working for her, so maybe she recruits him by disposing of King Pridemore and, like, giving King Knight his kingdom. Maybe. That actually makes the most sense to me. Because he's already in Pridemore Keep by the time Spectre Knight comes to recruit him. Press, you've come this far. I have underestimated you. Who among you is ready to meet their demise? And everyone's like, nah, your turn, King Knight. I also really like how this has the power of friendship theme going on with, like, easily the most selfish of every character in the game. Barring, like, the Enchantress, but okay, we're halfway through this phase. Important distinction. I need health. Well, she dropped it. I couldn't get it. Okay. We got the medals this time. We're just playing it straight, obviously. Not gonna forfeit. Yeah, this definitely speeds the fight up a little. Clearly the whole gimmick is that she's like supposed to be out of your reach for most of the fight, and you've got to, and that's been the gimmick for pretty much all of the fights, is that she's out of your reach for most of it, and you gotta hit her really precisely. But there's always some way to like be able to hit her anyway, and I really like that. There's always a, like, clearly this is supposed to be a slow burner, but they definitely give you ways to speed it up. Of course, then she goes under the thing anyway, so. Fuck. Wow. This is a hard one. Which makes sense, given that it is supposed to basically be the final boss of the Shovel Knight franchise. This isn't the end of a game. This is the end of the series. Well, in its current incarnation. The end of the Enchantress, anyway. I don't see them being able to bring her back without just repeating the same plot again. Or somehow making her her own, like, separate entity from Shield Knight. Which doesn't make that much sense. I have the rat bomb. I haven't been using the rat bomb. Wait, what damaged her? She just took damage from, like, a nothing. But she's down. You're doing it, son. She's hanging by a thread. Our champion prevails. We're rooting for you, King Knight. These are the so-called leaders of the kingdom? Ha! A king acts, not huddles behind a champion. Shun these cowards, King Knight. Cast them off. You are the true king. Let's twist these false monarchs into something more useful, Long live the kings. Ha ha. Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God. This is easily not what I was expecting. What if I called you during stream? No, I am at the climax of this game. This is a rough one. Looks to be. I'm gonna need those hearts real fast. I'm gonna need to not lose them immediately. I'm gonna need to not fall into a pit. Thankfully, those are very easily recoverable. Wow. Yeah, this is a hard one to, like, brute force. Does it immediately shoot out an attack once I land a hit? Is that how this works? No, I'm just not focused enough on dodging. Case in point. Wow. I'm bad at this game. I have to wonder, like, did that, like, she's trying to kill him now, but did that, like, appeal to his sense of selfishness, like, actually work on him on King Knight? Because she definitely was like, hey, these people don't matter. It's all you. You're the one we should be loving. Holy shit. I think I had 2 hits left. I guess I should have known with the whole, like, destroying floor gimmick that's clearly going on here. I should have known that she would have... I say she. Like, this is... It's not the Enchantress, I guess. It's the Enchantress magicifying the three boys. And like it has a beard, so sure, yeah, I should have realized that he would destroy all of the floor eventually, and that would be a problem. I do like that it seems to have the appearance of King Pridemore, but the talons of Birder, and it's using fish. So there's the Troupple connection. It like is actually clearly made up of all of them in a way that makes sense, but is still like super intimidating. Oh my god, I am going to die. Yep. That's twice now that I've come really close. Yeah, I'm not good at this. This is a boss fight I am very bad at. Particularly bad at reading it. Fuck! Ugh, it had 2 hits left. I've known that that laser shot was coming every time, and yet I've never properly dodged it. This one's going a lot better. Of course, I'm saying that out loud now, so it's probably going to change in 4 seconds, but... 1 hit left. Woo! Can you imagine if that killed me when I fell? Whoa. Yeah, I expected something like that. Shit. Is it gonna start me in this phase at least? Probably not. No. No, it's not. Of course, that one seemed like it was supposed to be something of a victory lap. I wasn't supposed to die to that. I don't think I'm gonna take it this time. Just judging from my health. Oh no! Yeah, that was almost the hole. One hit and I'm dead. As always. I needed that heart. Wow, this is certainly a boss fight. Of course, I'm definitely being a lot more brute forcey than you're supposed to, and the directional bash is definitely fueling that. No! I had 1 hit left. I had 1 fucking hit left. Wow. I honestly don't know how I'd be doing if I didn't have the directional dash here, because what little strategy I have really depends on like me just jumping on one of the hands and then attacking him from afar with it, with the directional bash. Whereas with the regular bash, I have to like be close to him. I can't charge super far like I am with this one. Whew. Okay, medieval-ass Megatron is down. Now let's take down medieval-ass Galvatron. Funny Transformers jokes. I didn't even get one fucking hit. How did I do that? He shot a shot at me in the air and I panicked when I shouldn't have. So I turned back as if I could have landed on a platform when obviously no, that was out of the question. I just realized if you hold the button the entire time, you can just chain charge attacks like this. Well, I failed. Not like that, actually. You just keep that heart from me, didn't you? That one went really well. Like, really well. Because I chained attacks. Which I've been able to do this whole time and just haven't. What was I supposed to do, game? Why would you... I just didn't beat the boss in the correct position. Okay, I can chain attacks sometimes. Like that. See? That's how it works. Fuck, one hit left. God, that's really hard. If you don't hit him immediately after he destroys the platforms, you're pretty much done for unless you can miraculously manage to land on one of the hands. I feel like you could tell they were kind of sick of like just remaking this, not the same game over and over, but having to depend on the same like making variations on the same character over and over. So here you just don't fight you don't fight big Enchantress. You fight weird King Man. Weird giant King Man. All the Order of No Quarter bosses, optional. You have 3 completely new main bosses that you have to deal with. Haha, you said hard. Thank you. I'm getting worse at this. I am becoming worse at this. I can't tell if this is just impossible to telegraph or if I'm just approaching it all wrong. It's probably a combination. It's definitely both. I need those fucking hearts, game. Did you see him moving it out of the way just barely at the exact same speed I was coming at it with? There was no way I was going to land on that platform. Like, Yacht Club Games have proven themselves as a developer too many times for me to say, oh, this is just a poorly designed boss. It's difficult because it's like throwing random shit at you instead of out of actual challenge. But I'm having a real hard time telegraphing this. That keeps fucking happening. Okay, it might just be me. Clearly the idea is that you're not really supposed to land on the ground at all. You're just supposed to stay on the platform as long as you possibly can, which I can't even do that. I knocked 4 hearts out of him and I still died before I could grab any of them. Come on, I need back up there. Okay, this is definitely a lot easier when you actually care about the strategy. Like, if it's too far away, just sit on the platform and chill. He'll bring you closer eventually. Theoretically. And, like, he does that, but your move isn't supposed to be jump at him like an idiot from far enough away that you're gonna fall without the directional bash. That's what my problem has been. I depended on the charge way too much. Fuck. I got halfway through it. Ah. Thought that was gonna be it. Yeah, I was supposed to jump. Yeah, it doesn't feel quite as random when you're actually using the platforms as platforms, using the hands as platforms. Except this. I don't really know what to do about this. It's like the one time where it's like, please, get off the fucking thing. Yeah, it's taking less time, but it's taking longer. It's taking more time, but I'm definitely taking a lot less, like, just random damage. Okay. Let's do it properly this time. And have the bubble ready. God, please have the bubble ready. I didn't realize how low his health was. God, that's brutal. Yeah, I would hope that killed him. Welcome back, boys. You really did a number on me there. Made me take a while. I get it. Hi. We did it, King Knight. Her spell is broken. But help, I'm losing my grip. I'm gonna let him fall, aren't I? Oh my god, I'm gonna let him fall. Yes, King Knight, you have proven yourself. Come with me. Forget these weaklings. Join my Order of No Quarter and rule Pridemore Keep as its one true king. That did it. That did it. Order of No Quarter? She doesn't give a shit. Rule Pridemore? Yeah. It's all yours. Just abandon your friends. Ha! He would never. Oh, you... You forget that I'm playing as a villain. My boy, don't listen to her. You wouldn't leave us to hang here, would you? Oh my god. Have you learned nothing about being a king? Please, what would your mother think? Silence! Oh my god! Oh my god! You hit the berserk button, didn't you? I knew it was gonna happen. I didn't think he would be the one to knock them down. Splendid, my King Knight. Crown jewel of the Order of No Quarter. Spectre Knight did well to bring you to me. Now, Your Highness, what would you issue as your first proclamation? Shred every Joustus card. The King of Cards competition is over. The only crown that matters is mine. That's their canonical explanation for it not existing anymore. It shall be so. The armies of the Tower of Fate prepare to march at this very moment. Now come, your majesty. Your majesty. Finally, let us forge a new kingdom in fire. He does take the ship. Holy shit. I knew it would end in betrayal somehow, but seeing it actually happen is so fucking much. I'm a dick. House of Joustus. They're destroying all of them. Thank you, Plague Knight. Submerged into hiding. That's why. I guess I hadn't thought about that. Like, he was just there when I found him. But he's in hiding in all the others. That's how that happens. He just drops the building onto the thing. Oh yeah, Spectre Knight's not in the Lich Yard. The hunt continues. I did that. And this is before they're all recruited as members of the Order. Laying claim to the sea. They fucking explain the treasure on his angler. Hall of Champions. Yeah, I didn't see that. Fencing in Phantoms. Yeah, this ending is really just like tying up weird loose ends that you wouldn't like consciously think to be loose ends. Caring for the betrayed. Oh man. Birder Bluffs. Hey, there's two of you. Hi, Black Knight, and accepting an invitation. But that's not what happens. Spectre Knight beats them all. This is mine. Fuck you, King Pridemore. I'm literally gonna... I'm just gonna sit on the throne and... What am I holding? A chalice? I'm just gonna sit on the throne and bask in my royalty in front of the formal king. Please, my boy, be reasonable now. Oh, I am through being reasonable. Now I'm your king. If you need some coin, you can sweep the floor. Ha ha! Oh dear, what is it that we have created? And where shall I go? Don't worry, you can stay in King Knight's old room. It seems like he has plenty of space in this big castle of his. But that's my room! I mean, fine. Live in the filth of my former home. I have a castle and kingdom to tend to. I suppose I've lost everything, but as long as I behold you, darling, I'm a rich man. Off we go, then. How wholesome. What an adorable monarch. God, I just love monarchs. Sorry, your pair of pets are busy guarding my parapets. I can't be running a public ferry, you see. Fine then. Well, take good care of everything I've created here. It looks like you finally got your kingdom, King Knight. I hope it was all worth it. Oh, and he shows no regret later. Mom, wait! Mom! Well, finally, the riffraff and my mom are gone. Time to get to work, my loyal subjects. We're about to make some big improvements around here. Yeah, I think it was a little more gold when you fight King Knight. I assume Cartography King was like complete the map. That was good. That was real good. Story-wise, I don't know if I want to say it was the weakest. There was I really liked the story. Though the centering it around a card game was kind of weird, but like whatever. They had to justify it somehow. Let's look at all my deaths. 10 in that place. 10 is the highest so far. 12. And then 19 to the boss. Lost 50? Joustus games. Great, of course they included that. Card completion 41. I don't give a shit. Item completion 94. Is it just the last few medals? Map completion 100 though. That's what I really wanted. Hey. Finally, after all my trials, everything is as it ought to be. No fish, chickens, or musicians to bother me. And Shovel Knight's gonna drop from the sky. My boots are clean of Trelpel spit, and I've rid my kingdom of every blasted Joustus card. Best of all, my castle is a gleaming shrine of golden opulence, a worthy momentum. I was about to say momentum. A worthy monument to my grandeur. At long last, I can settle into my throne and bask in my own perfection. Now I'll be king forever. Please, 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 please show up. Please. Yes! That's so fucking good. Like, you know it happens. By virtue of getting this far, you know it happens. But seeing, like, in the post-credit scene that everything you just did, all of it, for naught. Perfection. Wonderful. I also like that it was circular. It ended where it started. Like, even though, like, I was wondering, this being the last one, I was wondering, like, what tone it was going to end off on, like, what the scene was going to end on, because I like when stories, that are ostensibly prequels either, like, still kind of start where the original left off, or begin where, or end where the original, well, end where the original begins, but that doesn't really work in this case because this is the most distant prequel. I really like how, like, it ends where it begins. The last thing you see in the series, if you play in release order, is Shovel Knight busting through the fucking door. After 2 campaigns where you did not see Shovel Knight at all, play Tinker Knight now. I could do Showdown and do the Tinker Knight story there. That's also a thing. Demonstrate your new glory with King Knight challenges. Incredible! You've cleared every game in Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. We have a special message for you. I'll get back to what I was saying about, like, circular storytelling in a bit. We have a special message for you. Oh? All games cleared. My boys, the gang. We, Yacht Club Games, extend to you our heartfelt congratulations. You've completed every Shovel Knight campaign, and that is no easy task. You're an amazing player. Doubt, but okay. Thank you for sticking with it to the end. We appreciate your time and dedication. We'll see you on the next adventure. Until then, please continue to explore, play, and find every secret. No. No. Yeah, this thing lasted 7 years. Like, I call these all DLCs, but as I've said on multiple occasions just as much, they are full-length campaigns. They made 4 games. And if you count Showdown, they made 5 games. This is a franchise that's just, like, collected into one game. And it's pretty impressive. Pretty fucking impressive. Oh, new title screen. Yeah, that's neat. Okay, what was I saying? Circular storytelling. This ends where it begins. So like it's circular. So for example, the original Star Wars and the Star Wars prequels. You finish Return of the Jedi. They've beaten the Empire, and so they're returning to like this alleged era of glory and freedom that the Empire like completely stomped all over. So whenever you start the prequels, it's not just a prequel to the originals. It's also kind of a look at the society that they were working to create in the original Star Wars movies. So it's circular in a way. You finish Return of the Jedi, and then even though it takes place beforehand, you're looking at like what the new society would look like after they've defeated the Empire. And of course, the whole point of the prequels is that that society was kind of garbage. The Republic is trash. And you see that. That's the whole point of the Phantom Menace. So I think it was H Bomber Guy that said this. When you look at the first 6 Star Wars like as a whole text, it's kind of about the futility of like working toward a utopia, because like they beat the Empire and they establish a new republic, but the prequels are all about how that republic is trash and it's doomed to falling toward totalitarianism, and then that totalitarianism is done away with. You build a new republic, it falls to totalitarianism, and it's just a cycle. I just went on a Star Wars tangent because I mentioned one vague thing about circular storytelling. I just like circular storytelling. The Proto-Men, Act 2 is a prequel to Act 1. If you don't know anything about the Proto-Men, you don't have to. Act 1 is like a dystopian version of the Mega Man universe, and then Act 2 is like the Star Wars prequels. It explains how things fall into that dystopia. But Act 1 ends on a really dismal note, and Act 2 starts on a really dismal note and then ends on a really hopeful note, even though it ends with like the dystopia being established. So Act 1 starts on that hopeful note. It's really interesting. Like thematically, Act 2, story-wise, Act 2 is a prequel to Act 1, but thematically, it is a sequel in that it continues it starts on the same dismal note that Act 1 started on. I just like things like that. No, please say more stuff on Star Wars. I want to nerd out. If we go any farther, I'm going to be defending Last Jedi, and we don't want that. So Showdown basically just Shovel Knight, but only boss fights and sometimes more than 2. It's actually more like a fighting game. It's like sort of Smash style. You know what? I'm an hour and a half in. I might as well do one of them. Let's. Last thing we saw was Shovel Knight. Let's do a Shovel Knight Showdown campaign. I am curious. I haven't done any of these. So it's you get to play as every single one of the characters that pretty much exist. that you don't see them all here, but eventually you unlock the entire Order of No Quarter. You can play as the Enchantress, I think. You can play as Baz. You can play as the Phantom Striker. Basically, all the major named characters are playable. How do you think Star Wars would be viewed if the prequels weren't the prequels and were released before the original trilogy, and then the original would be the sequel trilogy? The prequels as they are, they definitely wouldn't be viewed as much as a disappointment. But I don't know. It depends on, like, when they would have been released and, like... Because I feel like if they were released in the 70s, like in place of the originals, they would probably be seen just as much as like a sci-fi revolution. It'd probably be seen as like a revolution, but with like a ton of writing flaws and that kind of thing. But I think they would definitely be regarded a little more positively. And people would have grown up with them and not been disappointed by them when they eventually came out. So I think they would beg a little more like aggressive analysis like the originals beg. Cause like, I don't like the prequels as movies. I like them as texts. I like them as a thing I can analyze and like appreciate what they were going for thematically, but as movies, they don't really work. I appreciate them as texts. I feel like they would be more, and I feel like when people say the prequels are just fucking terrible, they're just the worst. They don't bother to engage with them as thematic stories and what they're actually saying about politics and society. And like the actual extra like helpful context that it gives to the originals, not just story-wise, but the fact that like the society that led to the Empire because it was flawed, not just because like someone was bad. I just started nerding out again on the same tangent I was going on, but I feel like they'd be appreciated a little more. Prequels attempt to be so much deeper than the original trilogy. See, that's the thing. I feel like if the original trilogy were made as sequels, then they would be seen kind of along the lines of The Force Awakens, though The Force Awakens people like because it recaptures the spirit of the originals. People would like the originals as sequels, as basically what they like them as now, but minus all the nostalgia. Like, oh, they're neat sci-fi romps that continue this original neat story. They'd be seen kind of as substanceless if they came second, which I don't think they're substanceless. I think, well, obviously but who doesn't love the original Star Wars? But like A New Hope is clearly more of that standard good versus evil thing. I feel like it gets a little more gray, not more gray, but a little deeper in Empire and Return of the Jedi. Like there's still the clear like good versus evil dynamic, but the Jedi are shown to be flawed in Empire and Return of the Jedi. Like, I don't know where people managed to get in their head that the Jedi were like this fucking like paragon of morality and everything, and like they're no flaws. And part of why the prequels are bad is because it shows these amazing Jedi, this image that we built in our head, it shows them to be idiots. No, they were already idiots. Like that's set in stone from Empire. Just before Cloud City, there's the scene where Luke is like, Han and Leia will die if I don't go and save them. And Obi-Wan and Yoda are both like, stop. If you leave now, then you're gonna be sacrificing the ideals of the rebellion. You're gonna ruin what they're fighting for at the expense of saving their lives. Like, no, that's proven wrong. Luke being there isn't what fucks over the rebellion. Like, Luke's presence at Cloud City isn't what gets Han encased in carbonite. All that stuff would have happened anyway. Luke's presence doesn't do anything except save Leia. Except it doesn't even do that. She escapes of her own accord. Luke's presence doesn't fuck anything up. He's nothing but noble in that case. But Obi-Wan and Yoda are like, no, you have to stay here. And it's really stupid. It's really stupid. So to me, the moral of that is that, like, you shouldn't sacrifice people, individuals, for the sake of, like, an ideal. That's the message I take from that. Prequels attempt to be so much deeper than the original trilogy, and in some cases succeed, like Revenge of the Sith, the best movie. Don't at me. I respect it. Gets a little more gray. Heroes on both sides. No, the prequels don't do that. That's Clone Wars that does that. The prequels hint at that, in that they use the term heroes on both sides in the opening of Revenge of the Sith, but don't adequately show that at all. Here's a missed opportunity that I'm not sure if it was intentional or not. I don't know if it's a missed opportunity or just like a framing different from what I think would be neater. The originals are all about a rebellion fighting against the overarching government, a rebellion fighting against the government in power. Whereas the Clone Wars is that situation, but you see it from the point of view of the government in power. The originals, the only viewpoint you really ever see is that of the rebellion, so they're the good guys. The prequels, the only view you ever see is the Republic, which if you viewed it through the lens of the originals, the Republic would be the bad guys, and the Separatists, the rebels, would be the good guys. So that, to me, just makes me wish we saw more of the Separatists, but that might actually be the point. Like, George Lucas might kind of be pointing toward Obi-Wan's whole, many of the truths we cling to depend on our own point of view. We perceive the Republic as the good guys in the prequels because they're the point of view that we see. If we saw it through the point of the view of the Separatists, it would be like the originals. It would be rebels fighting against a tyrannical government. But it all depends on your point of view. I don't know if that's just me reading into it too much. It probably is. But like the prequels try to do a lot of really cool stuff and they just fail as movies. I think it's really, I think that's really neat that it's basically a flip of what we see in the originals. Like, we see it through the eyes of the tyrannical government, which then falls to become even more tyrannical because it gets wrapped up in all its bullshit. And then, of course, Obi-Wan's like, yeah, Vader's your father and I didn't tell you, and also that girl you have a crush on is your sister. Yeah, no, like, I feel like someone like my dad watches Star Wars and is like, oh, Obi-Wan had his reasons, and like completely takes Yoda at face value when he's like, ready you were not for the burden. Like, no, they were just being manipulative bastards. And that's the point. They're not right. Twice, Yobi and Oda-Wan. Obi-Wan and Yoda are proven wrong in the originals. In Return of the Jedi, they're like, you have to go and kill Vader. And Luke's like, but he's my dad. I can't do that. There's still good in him. And Obi-Wan's like, then the Emperor has already won. And then he's proven wrong. Like, the Jedi are wrong, even in the originals. And everyone still, like, sees them as this paragon of perfectness. Like, no. The prequels were not the first to say the Jedi were flawed, and like I feel like that even went over people's heads with the prequels. Like, a lot of what people complain about in the prequels, I feel like becomes a strong point once you view it through the lens of this is all just a portrait of how the Jedi and the Republic are flawed. So whenever you view the prequels saying the Jedi are good, whenever the whole badness goes over your head, then you get to something like The Last Jedi, and you get fucking pissed because Luke is, he's out of character. No, his failing is that he emulates the Jedi that he idolizes too much. That's the whole point of Luke's characterization in The Last Jedi, is that he fucking retreats into nothingness exactly like the Jedi always have, and repeats the exact failings of the Jedi. He starts a new Jedi Order, and we presume that the reason it fails, the reason that Kylo goes dark, the reason it completely is destroyed in like a time span faster than the original Jedi Order, is that he just tries to emulate the original. Like, that's why it fails. Or at least that's the implication. That's not super spelled out. But I know people hate The Last Jedi for other reasons, but one of the biggest reasons that I see is they thought Luke was done horribly. No, Luke's the best part of the film. Luke continues the themes of the prequels, but does it in a movie that's good. What was I gonna say? If it tells you anything, there's an actual episode of the Clone Wars titled Heroes on Both Sides. I think I'm 4 episodes from that. Now that I have Disney Plus and it's on Disney Plus, I can actually watch it. For a while there, I was watching it on Netflix, and then they took it off Netflix, and I had no way to watch it. It's about Padme collaborating with a separatist pacifist to broker peace, and they show a separatist parliament, which is pretty similar to the Republic Senate, with an inkling more self-awareness of their corruption. Good shit. For example, one hawk in the separatist parliament goes full wolf blitzer and is like, but what about the military contractor profits? And another pacifist MP is like, if you want a corporation to be your sugar daddy, fuck off to the Republic, you useless cunt. One of the reasons I don't like The Last Jedi on that note is Yoda acts like he was right the whole time when he burns the text, and Luke is the one screaming about him about destroying tradition. That's fair. I thought Yoda was a little weird in that instance, but I feel like my reading of that was that, like, once Obi-Wan and Yoda ascend to the Force, once they die and become Force ghosts, one, they learn that from Qui-Gon, who's like the one good Jedi ever in the whole original trilogy, and even then, he's the one who's like, I didn't actually come here to free slaves. But he's one of the only ones who, like, specifically rebels against the Jedi Order in The Phantom Menace, and is, like, shown to be mostly free of their stupid corruption bullshit. So my reading of that is Obi-Wan and Yoda learn how to become Force ghosts from Qui-Gon. They become one with the Force, and that, like, grants them greater wisdom than they ever could have had in life. So that's how I took that. Like, Yoda's had years to stew in his fucking death and, like, watch Luke. First of all, he directly watched Luke, I'm sure, from above. He watched Luke fail in recreating the Jedi Order and probably realized he didn't learn from our mistakes. Those were our mistakes. Me and Obi-Wan fucked up before him, and he didn't learn from it. So that's how I took that. I feel like it's excusable in that fashion. Otherwise, Luke is pretty fucking good in Last Jedi, but it's out of character. It'd make more sense for Obi-Wan to do it as a kind of apology because he's a lot more aware when he fucks up. That's fair. Whereas Yoda's a lot more arrogant, and it honestly doesn't make sense for him to be the one to burn the books. Yeah, I can concede to that. But, one, Alec Guinness is dead. They couldn't use a Force ghost of Obi-Wan unless they aged Ewan McGregor. I'm sure that's not the reason. Actually, you know, they probably would have had Obi-Wan come back if, Alec Guinness was alive. Yeah, I feel like it's not explicitly stated in the movie. All the stuff I just said was, like, interpretation. So I definitely get having, like, misgivings with that, but I feel like it makes a bit of sense. And then Rey has the Jedi texts anyway. That part I thought was weird and, like, kind of stomped all over the message of that scene. That scene, I fucking love. I love the core message of that scene. We are what they grow beyond is a good fucking line. Like, it's really on the nose, but it's a good fucking line because, one, it acknowledges all the failings of the Jedi Order as, like, an intentional thing that was a part of the franchise, as opposed to people just interpreting, wow, the Jedi were fucking stupid in The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, and wow, they were just fucking stupid in the prequels. Like, yeah, that's the point. And The Last Jedi, like, finally codified that, specifically said, yeah, the whole point was that they were losers. And we are what they grow beyond doesn't just work for the Jedi, it works for Star Wars as a whole. It builds this, like, really intricate meta narrative about the fact that, like, Star Wars has to grow beyond just emulating the original. The Last Jedi is a commentary on the fact that The Force Awakens was so derivative. And then The Last Jedi takes a bunch of those derivatives, stomps all over them for one, uses them to its advantage in order to comment on the fact that those very derivatives are what's holding Star Wars back. That it has to grow beyond the originals for it to advance as a franchise. That's the biggest reason I like The Last Jedi so much, is that it is a Star Wars movie about Star Wars. And even if it was like, even if I did find it to be garbage, even if it was like the prequels where I really appreciated it thematically, but I thought as a movie it was terrible. I feel like it's one of the most unique movies I've ever watched in that virtually no other franchise is in a position to directly comment about the fact that it's a 40-year blockbuster franchise. Like, The Last Jedi takes the fact that Star Wars is so popular, that it's a pop cultural icon, that it's existed for 40 years, and it talks about that in the movie. Most franchises are not in a position, they don't have the age, they don't have the cultural, they don't have the status as a cultural icon to be able to directly comment on the fact that it is a cultural icon, and comment on the fact that because it's a cultural icon, it has all these like expectations in all these different aspects of its fan base that it can never adequately meet. I just think it's real good. It's real good. It's a Star Wars movie about Star Wars, and it's a Star Wars movie about the Star Wars fan base. And no other movie can ever be in a position to do that. Unless, like, a Mickey Mouse theatrical movie just suddenly came out and it was written by a bunch of lefties specifically about the fact that it's a cultural blockbuster. Like, no other franchise is gonna have the balls to do that, and it took a director like Rian Johnson to step in and do that. Someone who, like, came at it from an kind of an indie movie standpoint. J.J. Abrams was never gonna do something like that. That's why I like it. Main problem with Last Jedi is that it's dissatisfaction as a theme for the sake of it being there, even if it harms the movie more than it helps it. Fucking Snoke. See, I love the fact that Snoke died because I never gave a shit about Snoke. And that's just me. That's just me. I feel like Snoke's death was necessary, to avoid just repeating the Emperor. Of course, J.J. Abrams fucking steps in at Rise of Skywalker and just literally repeats the Emperor. God, that movie's gonna be so bad. I feel like Snoke's death was necessary, A, for the thematic, for the theme it was going for, and B, for Kylo Ren to, like, grow as a character and avoid just being Vader 2, because I don't think he was... I think by the end of Last Jedi, the whole point is that Kylo Ren is beyond redemption, and that it's breaking the cycle that was set up by the original trilogy. He's beyond redemption, and now he's the big bad. Like, they can do shit with him. He's the main villain now. That had to happen for him to grow as a character and to not just be a Vader, oh, there's good in him, now he's good. Like, that would have been bland. That would be Vader 2. The only direction they could have gone was to, like, cement him more in the darkness, and him killing Snoke did that, exactly. And that's why I like that. Fucking Rose, fucking whoever the fuck is the shady bitch-ass motherfucker that sells them out. Also, Phasma having a Boba Fett moment. See, okay, my first 3, I think I've watched it 4 times now. My first 3 viewings of The Last Jedi, I was like, man, Rose is kind of annoying. I see why people hate her. This last viewing, I didn't mind her. I didn't mind her at all. She was there to spell out the themes in the that existed in the Canto Bight sequence, which also I like. I like Canto Bight. Fuck off. Fuck you. I like Canto Bight because, like, it specifically spells out, like, the prequels try and touch on this and don't get there. And Canto Bight's pretty on the nose about it, but Star Wars has always been on the nose about everything. It specifically, like, spells out that war profiteering is a thing and that war only exists for capital to benefit from it. That's the whole point of Canto Bight. And it spells out that, like, they benefit both from the good and bad sides of the war. So even though this is a war with clearly a good and a bad side, like, they're all complicit in continuing the war machine. And Rose is there to, like, point that out. Rose is there to point out the profiteering that exists from war. And then at the end, the whole people make fun of that. We don't do it by fighting what we hate. We do it by saving what we love. First of all, the rebellion's fucking dead by this point. They are not gonna win by fighting the First Order. They're gonna win by fucking running. So from a story standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. And 2, I actually really like that line because it it spells out, it thematically connects really well with Luke's whole thing in the final fight, in the final duel of the movie. We're not gonna do it by fighting what we hate, but saving what we love. Luke doesn't fight Kylo Ren. Luke dodges all of Kylo Ren's blasts and like can't even die, and he's only there to save what he loves. He's there to buy time for the Resistance to get away. So even if the line is kind of stupid and on the nose, it spells out the entire point of the entire battle on Crate. That's what it is. So I like it. I actually like Rose. She spells out the themes of the movie pretty well. The themes that like aren't specifically about Star Wars. See, that's also the thing. It's really thematically rich. It goes for a lot more than like most Star Wars movies have ever tried to do, except maybe Revenge of the Sith. There's the stuff about the War Machine. Obviously, there's the whole spark of hope. It's also it's also the first Star Wars movie to meaningfully show who they're fighting for, except like Rogue One, and Solo. Actually, I liked Solo in that regard. The original trilogy was all about this rebellion fighting against the Empire, but we really only see it from those two sides. We see it's just a war between a big army and a small army. That's all it is. We don't see who they're fighting for. The most that we ever get on that front is like, there's the Cloud City is an overlooked mining facility in Empire, and then it gets fucked over by the Empire. Last Jedi, Canto Bight is really important because it shows, like, first of all, war profiteering, but it also shows the enslaved kids and the enslaved animals and all this tyranny that exists. And it shows you the little guy that the rebellion is has been fighting for this whole time. That's the first Star Wars movie to actually show who they're fighting for. So even if you think it's really on the nose, boring, brings everything to a halt, I really appreciate Canto Bight for a lot of reasons, and that's one of the bigger ones. What was I gonna say? Fucking whoever the fuck is the shady bitch-ass motherfucker that sells them out. He's alright. Phasma having a Boba Fett moment. Yeah, Kylo being Vader too would have been shit. Yeah, I really like the direction the direction Rian Johnson took with Kylo. I can't say they anymore, cause I know Rise of Skywalker's gonna fuck all over everything I liked about The Last Jedi. Oh, we're gonna resolve Rey's parentage. He said he wouldn't stomp on what The Last Jedi did, but I think by that he means, I'm talking about J.J. Abrams. He said he wouldn't like ruin what The Last Jedi did with Rey's parentage. But I feel like he's going to, and I think when he says that, he means, oh, she's not going to be Luke's kid. She's not going to be Han's kid. She's not going to be Kylo's sister. Which, like, yeah, fine. Like, that's the bare minimum. I think what he means is he's going to, like, give some, like, greater backstory to, like, why her parents left her and, like, humanize them somehow and make them good people or something. Like, that's what I'm gathering. I don't want that. I like the story of her parents literally just being shitty fucking people who sold her. That's good. That shows that she's, like, the ultimate nobody. Like, the ultimate, like, lowest of the low, and yet she's the hero of this story. But I know you don't. I know you would have thought it was stupid if Rey's parents were, if Luke was Rey's dad. Your issues with the movie are not like most people's issues with the movie. Most people's issues with the movie are objectively fucking stupid. Also, if Finn died, it'd be a really fitting end as opposed to if he died. I've said this way too many times for me to make a to make another long post, but long story short, he was a coward to start out with, and this wrap up his arc really nicely. I agree with that, but I don't necessarily think that him dying would have been like the one perfect end to his arc, because sacrifice doesn't have to be like the end to every hero's story. There's a lot, like the ultimate end to so many heroic stories, particularly ones where like I don't believe in the cause, but now I do, and I do so much that I'm gonna die for it. It would have worked well, but I also think it might have been a little cliche, because that's just how a lot of arcs end. I feel like it's even stronger to have him, like, he goes from being a fucking coward, and then by the end of the Force Awakens, he's fighting, but only on behalf of Rey, not on the cause of the Resistance. That's another thing. I think Last Jedi really advanced his arc in that way. But I think it's almost more powerful that he can live to fight for the Resistance, like, as a standard Resistance fighter. His death would have worked. I'm not disagreeing with you there. Him dying would have been all right, but also rewatching it, the scene, it's pretty clear that even if he had, like, bashed into the thing, they would have won anyway. The cannon was so far charged up that he would have just been shot through and they would have knocked over the door anyway, and his death would have been for naught. At least that's how I took it on this viewing. That might just be me rationalizing the fact that I like that he didn't die, but whatever. I guess I should give Last Jedi a lot more credit, considering a lot of my ills are that it gives this dissatisfying answer to so many things that were set up in a different movie, which isn't Rian Johnson's fault, but it still downgrades the film quality, in my opinion. That's fair. I won't agree, because, like, I don't want to just give the typical, like, Last Jedi fan of subverting expectations for its own sake is interesting. No, it's not. No, it's not. But the subverting of those expectations is supposed to be a commentary on the fact that not the fact that we had them in the first place, because that's just, again, saying subverting expectations is good for its own sake. It's a commentary on the fact that, like, we as a fan base have conditioned ourselves. I say we. A bunch of Star Wars fans, most of them, have conditioned themselves to know exactly what they want from a Star Wars movie, and if it deviates from that at all, then it's bad. And Rian Johnson knew that if he were to make a film that specifically, like, fit all the checklist criteria of what would make a good sequel to The Force Awakens, he would just be making Empire again. That's what he would be doing. So instead of just, like, making a completely new thing, which would have been fine, and I'm sure he would have done a great thing, he instead specifically set out to, like, give people the opposite of what they went in wanting. So, like, if you look at the actual plot structure, it's very similar to Empire Strikes Back, but it's, like, I think, I haven't actually watched the video, but someone recommended a Last Jedi video to me, and one of the quotes that was highlighted in the comments was that it's a movie that's so unoriginal that it doubles back on itself and becomes original. Like, it rips off both Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi in the same movie, and although that is definitely being derivative, it's derivative in a way that I think is really genius, because it prevents Rise of Skywalker from ripping off Return of the Jedi. I feel like that was one of Rian Johnson's goals, was that he didn't just want to make his vision for a Star Wars movie, he wanted to make sure that the one after his couldn't just be another ripoff. Because Force Awakens, clearly a New Hope ripoff. Everyone expected this to be an Empire ripoff. So he knew, everyone expecting this to be an Empire ripoff, he knew that the next one would be a Return of the Jedi ripoff. So he ripped off Return of the Jedi in the same movie he was ripping off Empire. It's really fucking good. What was I gonna say? Did you already see my long-ass thing about Kylo and Rey running away, or was that what you were addressing before? Did I? Which thing are you referring to? I like how I'm just sitting here on the Shovel Knight Showdown screen. The Last Jedi would be good if purple hair SJW woman was no exist. God. You're an exception to the rule, but I've noticed on Twitter no movie is as good at predicting people's political leanings as The Last Jedi. If you like The Last Jedi, you are a leftist. Like, no matter what, you are a leftist if you like The Last Jedi. If you hate it with, like, every fiber of your being, you are far right. You are absolutely a fucking fascist. You're obviously, like, in between, like, not in between politically, but, like, your views on the movie, you don't like it, but you don't hate it for all the stupid reasons. It would have tied together. Starts with that, okay. I didn't receive it, actually. Though I think you have made this point before, that you kind of wish, Kylo and Rey, like, ran off to make a centrist Jedi kind of thing, because it would have tied together the overall themes. I like that. I like the idea of it, and that's kind of what I want too, but I feel like that's something that would have been a lot more satisfying in a finale. Like, if it were in this movie, I don't think it would have made a lot of sense, because then Hux would be the main villain. if Kylo and Rey joined forces, who'd they be fighting against? First Order, because they're the only clear bad guys. The Rebellion's not bad. So that's another thing. The Jedi are, another thing that I really like about the saga as a whole. The Jedi are always flawed. The Rebellion is always the good guys. And they should be. Like, they have flaws. Rogue One shows them they can be fucking assholes. And I really like Rogue One for that reason, too. But, like, they're ultimately fighting for the objectively good thing. Copy paste time. Yeah. I have discovered that, okay, I don't like the prequels as movies, but I like them as texts. I am the only Star Wars fan to like every Star Wars movie. And I think as texts, The Force Awakens is easily the weakest one. Ideal situation, if this were to happen, there wouldn't really be a main villain anymore. It's fair. Which, again, I feel like it would make a lot more sense to do, oh god, to do in an end in the finale. Had more on that. It's gone now. Like, not a person per se, more so just the inner moralities of people in the Resistance and First Order, as well as Rey and Kylo. Okay. See, for that to work well, though, the First Order would have to be humanized, I think. And they never do that. I think Donnie watched some video about The Force Awakens that was just a teardown of it. And one thing that, like, I kind of agree with, but I don't see it as an innate flaw, is that, by humanizing Finn, you have effectively humanized the entire First Order, and yet they're still, like, portrayed with huge Nazi iconography and portrayed as the objective bad guys in every situation other than Finn. So, like, you're told to treat the one guy, because he defected, as a really good human, but you're told to treat all the other ones as just, like, baddies to be killed, which makes sense. That was a thing he watched. Okay, here we go. Also, fucking hell, still not posting. Would have tied that whole emulating the original message so much better if Rey and Kylo cast aside their titles and tried to flee the war, leading to both the Resistance and the First Order to try and track them down and accusing them of abandoning their cause. That'd be so fucking interesting. That would be interesting, but I don't know that I like the idea of Rey abandoning the Resistance. Abandoning the Jedi? Yes, absolutely. Abandoning the Resistance? No, those are her pals, and they're not shown to be bad. They're shown to, like, have flaws in the form of, like, Poe being a fucking idiot, but the Resistance and First Order abandoning their cause, like, yeah, but it would be really hard to root for Rey in that situation, and this is still now, here I am saying, oh, it's a blockbuster, it's gotta fit these specific criteria, but it'd be really hard to root for Rey in that situation, because one, it'd be a regular theme about desertion versus leaving with your life. It could also be a commentary on Star Wars, since most Star Wars media is pretty black and white. Masterpieces like KOTOR 2 and Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith aside. I like the idea. I like the themes of the idea. I don't know how I feel about Rey, like, leaving the Resistance, because at its core, I still like the like, black and white good versus evil of Star Wars, because it clearly portrays, like, fascism as an evil that, like, we have to fight against. Like, you're expected to identify with the Resistance. Oh, where was I gonna go with that? I was gonna go somewhere with that. It's gone now. Like, I really like Rogue One, as I said, because it shows the Resistance as more gray in their methods, but their cause is still the objectively good thing. God, Rogue One's fucking good. Rogue One's fucking good. Really fucking good. Everyone, like, complains about Star Wars being, and this is mostly this is mostly racists who hate The Last Jedi because they're racist and using leftist rhetoric, but people, like, complain about how Star Wars has become so corporate under Disney. One, it was always that way. There was, like, yeah, Disney's more of a soulless corporation than, like, George Lucas as an individual obviously is, but it was always like it's a merchandise vehicle. That's always what it was. It told, like, great stories, but it was always a merchandise vehicle. I don't see what, it hasn't really changed all that much. But people complain that Star Wars is soulless now. It doesn't have themes anymore. I can see that for The Force Awakens. But most people loved The Force Awakens anyway. But, like, the Disney movies that have been made, the Disney Star Wars movies that have been made have been Rogue One, not a corporate, well, yes, corporate product, but, like, pretty thematically rich. Last Jedi, super thematically rich. Force Awakens, which received universal acclaim even though it's fucking nothing. And then Solo, which, like, that's fair. But even, I find that still to be to have pretty interesting themes in it. Look, they're so corporatist, even though they literally created a planet for the sole purpose of, to oversimplify things, say eat the rich. Like, yeah. I'm honestly surprised Disney gave Rian Johnson the free reign that they did. Because, like, with The Force Awakens, you watch it and you feel like Disney was, like, hovering over everyone's shoulders saying, you have to, like, make sure it doesn't even tread close to the controversial territory that the prequels had. Meaning, you can't even have themes. It feels like Disney's, like, hovering over it. But the more I think about it, it wasn't Disney. It's not Disney's fault. It's J.J. Abrams' fault. Because J.J. Abrams, he's like a 50-year-old man, I think, who grew up with the original trilogy, probably watched the prequels and hated them, and when he was given the keys to make a Star Wars of his own vision, he made the Star Wars that he'd been fantasizing about as a kid, which is just A New Hope again. It was all him. And you can, when you think about, like, his position, like, he's a Star Wars fan, like huge original trilogy Star Wars fan who was given the keys to make a Star Wars movie. And you view it through only that lens, it makes total sense that The Force Awakens ended up the way it did. Whereas The Last Jedi came from a person who watched The Force Awakens and was like, really? You're just gonna make Star Wars? You're just gonna make more Star Wars? That's all your approach is gonna be? You're not even gonna try and, like, say anything? Fuck you, I hate your movie. I'm gonna shit all over it in the sequel in the greatest way possible. J.J. Abrams endorsed Joe Biden. End of story. Really? Oh my god. No, did he? Did he? I don't think he did. Yes, The Force Awakens is Joe Biden the movie. Is that what you're saying? Because now that I'm thinking it's possible he endorsed Joe Biden. I have to Google it now. Well, it didn't autofill. Okay, I don't see anything. Did he, though? But yeah, no, The Force Awakens is Joe Biden the movie. I think so. Well, shit. I say The Last Jedi shits all over The Force Awakens. I really like The Force Awakens because it set up what The Last Jedi was able to do. The Last Jedi couldn't exist without The Force Awakens. So I appreciate Force Awakens, flaws and all. I don't like The Last Jedi because it shit all over a movie I hate. Because I love The Force Awakens. Like, how can you not? It's not a deep movie. And you can tell that it just tries to emulate the originals and doesn't set its sights higher than that, other than like... See, even that I think is being a little unfair to it. Like, it humanizes a stormtrooper defector. It gives you a main protagonist who like is learning about the Force with no mentor, and who's learning about the Force solely through mythology and with no real mentor, and just solely by connecting to it herself, which I think is really interesting, and like goes along with the whole like this time it's about the little guy kind of thing. Even the stuff and the stuff I didn't like about it, the whole you're gonna focus on her parents, ooh, Luke's gonna be her dad, like that set up The Last Jedi to do some genius things about to play with the expectations of what we all wanted from Star Wars. Anyway, I know we endorsed someone. Let me check. Look up Joe Biden 2020 endorsement to do a Control F on the wiki page. I'll let you do that. And you know what? I'm gonna play this game. oh God. Okay, I've had this problem a ton. For some reason on the character select screen, A goes back, but so does Y. You're supposed to hit B to choose your character, and I don't get it. Okay. Let's try this. Let's go easy. So this is like a Smash Bros. Fighting game kind of thing. It was Harris. He gave the max donation. God damn it. Oh, sorry, lol. What, because you were distracting me from the game? No, I enjoyed that a lot. All was not well at the Tower of Fate. A terrible truth had been revealed. Spectre Knights stormed off, filled with rage at the Enchantress. Their final battle was imminent. This picks up at the end of Spectre of Torment? The residents of the tower gathered. They boldly decided to rebel and help their friend. Is this canon? Hastily, they hatched a plan to modify the magic mirror. Perhaps they could trap the Enchantress inside. Okay, it's not going to be canon, but it's got, like, a canon explanation for it. With the preparations complete, the ramshackle contraption sprang to life. You can keep talking about Star Wars. I will probably keep talking about Star Wars once the gameplay starts. But something went terribly wrong. I'm gonna be bad at this, just forewarning. Hi, everyone. Oh yeah, I think you can play as Mona, too. So is the explanation just the mirror fucked up and now everyone is everywhere? Shovel Knight heard a loud shatter and awoke in a coliseum? Surely she was at her camp. Oh, am I playing the woman one? I chose that by accident. Okay, let me think. As she surveyed the grounds, she spied bright flashes. Without hesitation, she readied her shovel blade for battle. Do I have to fight these two? Is that how this is gonna work? So it's basically like classic mode. The story mode here is battle over gems with standard rules. I don't know what the rules are, game. Collect 6 gems to win. You have a pretty complex, okay, I have a ranged attack. You have a pretty complex, moveset, I think. Okay, I'm doing a lot better at this now because I understand how it works. I had no clue what was happening the first time I tried this. Of course, I am on easy. He's also, like, not trying to attack me very much. Shit. How many gems do I need? 6. Okay. Oh, fuck. Wow. I need those back. Oh, that's an item. I have an enemy here to help. Cool, I win. That was neat. Throwback to when people got pissed at the first trailer because I have an irrational fear of black people. Yup. H-Bomb has a good 2-part video about that. Back when, like, his whole shtick was just embarrass, like, internet weirdos. Now he does a little more than that, but, after watching those videos, I was like, man, he must really like The Force Awakens, given that he, like, cared enough to make, like, this probably like 45 total minute thing defending the movie from like really stupid arguments. No, he just found the arguments that stupid. The Force Awakens is actually H-Bomb's least favorite Star Wars movie. I'm really excited for him to eventually make that, he plans to make a video defending the prequels in their entirety, which I'm really excited for. Why is it the normal village theme? Okay, he's down. Thank God. This is actually a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I thought it would seem really gimmicky. I'm like, it's pretty gimmicky, but so far it seems pretty well realized. Like we've known for a while that they were making a Shovel Knight fighting game as the last DLC, but the whole time I was very skeptical of it. Did that item switch everyone's place? Was that the gimmick there? Cool, I got him. What are your thoughts on the whole debate boycott going on? There's a debate boycott going on? Yeah, I didn't know about that. Shovel Knight, thank goodness. I knew in my heart that you'd return, but not like this. Must every dream end with this grim spectacle? Will I ever sleep soundly? But this isn't a dream. We and all our friends and foes have been taken here by some great evil force. The true evil is this deception. Shield Knight is gone, and you're a figment of my nightmare. That's right, this takes place before... This ends at Spectre... This is the end of Spectre of Torment. So, this is before Plague of Shadows and Shovel of Hope. Torment me no longer, vile shade. Have at you. You idiot. So all this is more like classic in Smash Ultimate. Like, all the campaigns, I assume, are going to be the same. And they're actually going to have, like, a narrative thing going on. Well, that was fast. This is, I like this stage. Oh, fuck. I'm down. Wow, that was 2 hits already. That was a lot of hits. I feel like this, like, the big thing was that this was really an excuse for them to make a... To let you play as, Oh, it loops around. That's neat. I think this was just an excuse for them to, like, create... To let you play as every single one of the Order of No Quarter, without having to make full-length campaigns for everyone. Time up. Okay, I won. Polar Knight. Alright. Apparently negotiations are tomorrow, and the debate is looking pretty likely to happen anyway, since I don't think many businesses would stand up to most notable Democratic presidential candidates, including the actual most popular candidate in the country. So there's basically a strike going on relating to the DNC near the debate, and all 7 people who qualified for the debate are boycotting until the strike ends. Oh! If it tells you anything, the first people to declare support for the workers were Warren and Sanders, so the natural assumption is everyone else was like, oh yeah, totally, I'm pro-union, how do you do, fellow unionists? Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, okay. So it's probably gonna happen anyway, but... That sounds like a good thing, though. Hello, Troupple King. Interesting how when you're in invincibility frames, you cannot pick up a gem. This is chaotic as fuck. Wow, those invincibility frames are long. Oh, this is everyone for themselves. I thought they were on a team. Oh no, I fell! Time's about to be up, and I'm... Okay, Propeller Knight has a gem, but... Okay, I won. When I think worker solidarity, I think Amy Klobuchar. Percy's targets. Oh god, it's a mini game, isn't it? And I'm gonna have to do this every time, aren't I? I actually really like this though. I think I'm gonna go through all the campaigns. Probably not on stream. Definitely not on stream. I almost fell. Oh, this is adding more time. Do you see the time limit up there? Yeah, with every... This is just about lasting as long as possible. What do I get from it? I'm just gonna end it. Minus 10 seconds. What the fuck? Oh my god, how long does this have to take? And I have to do this every time. Wow, this is very Smash-like. In that there's a big fucking minigame that lasts way too long that I have to do constantly. I like the idea, it just should have ended many moons ago. We're at the 2.5 hour mark because because we went on a Star Wars tangent. Oh good, that added more time, I'm glad. Yeah, this is bad. Yeah, end it, please. Time up. That lasted 2.5 minutes for a mini game. What? Wait. There's a victory to that? I have to win that? Oh. Ben was ranting to me about the stupid impeachment shit today, and considering he's a centrist, I'm pretty surprised about how many people have the same views on it as us, with him saying the main problem with this fiasco is there's so much worse stuff to impeach Trump on. This coming from a former Trump supporter. Nice. Yeah, that is a little surprising. Every time I think my dad, like, is reasonable about politics, he has to, like, follow it up with some, like, inane bullshit that, like, he doesn't pay attention to the news. He doesn't watch Fox. He, really doesn't read anything. Like, he intentionally stays away from all news, all of it. But yet, he somehow ended up parroting the Fox News talking point of, oh god, the Democrats are just trying to overturn an election. They should just wait until the election happens. Which, like, I guess it doesn't take much of a leap in logic to get to. But still, the way he phrased it when he did was eerily similar to a Fox News thing. And so I pointed out, I don't think he actually knew, like, the point of impeachment either. Like, he thought it was just, oh, the Congress finds him unpopular, so they say they get rid of him. No, if that's all it was, you would think this would have happened a long time ago. Oh, that time it was only a minute. He didn't seem to be aware that to be impeached, you had to have committed a crime. I don't know how, like, that managed to trickle through the public discourse and, like, reach people who, like, how do you not know that? But he didn't seem to know that. When I pointed it out to him, he was like, oh, then why are they trying to impeach him? And I was like, he did a crime. What crime did he do? Well, this is the one they say he did, and he did do it, but he also did all these other things. And the conversation didn't go far enough to, like, actually get a sense of, like, his thoughts on that. But he's definitely gone off several times on how the media is unfair to Trump. So, I don't think there's anything. I don't know why I went on that tangent. You mentioned impeachment, and I was just I just remembered that. Tiny. Why are we all tiny? What the fuck is this? Oh, this is interesting. Yes, I remember in Smash Bros. When I thought, yes, I need a level where I'm a fairy for some reason. This doesn't even have like a basis in the game proper. This is completely out of nowhere. Like, there aren't fairy people in Shovel Knight, right? Am I missing something? Black Knight is proving to be a threat. Oh god. No, I'm not gonna get that. Fuck. This is not going my way. Well, it is going my way, but I want it to go more my way. Because I haven't actually gotten a gem in a while. I have a weird sense of deja vu, like I've been in this before. You know what deja vu is? Okay, I'm winning. Oh, it's 7. Well, I'm gonna win anyway. I mean, that is how removal from office should work in the first place, and I don't know why the fuck it isn't. Agreed! But on the other hand, a vote of no confidence is literally just that. There's not this overcomplicated bullshit that even political junkies can't keep up with about Ambassador Gablornsky saying shit about Ambassador Biba Buwa because Secretary shit is a Trump supporter. You know, in a democracy, it shouldn't take committing a crime, doing something illegal for a president to be done away with. Like, that's dumb. I feel like at the very least we should have the ability, Congress should have the ability to call a new election. Well, maybe. If they do, it has to put their seat up for grabs too. Because that's how it works. Granted, like, elections are a lot simpler in the UK, so it makes a lot of sense there for them to be able to call general election, because it's not just like them, it's not just a referendum on the current prime minister. Every single member of parliament is up for grabs. Every single seat of parliament is up for grabs in that scenario. But I just feel like, I don't know how I would define it, what circumstances would be required to do it, but I feel like the ability to call an early election should exist. Like, that should be a thing. Not everything has to be scheduled. I really like the fact that that in the UK they can call an election at any time. Granted, last time didn't go so well for us, but vote of no confidence should exist, and it should lead to a new election, I think. Because at the very least, that would definitely change like the culture around upcoming elections in the US, because one of the big differences between the US and the UK is that because the UK just called that election like a couple months ago, the electoral season was 2.5 months-ish, not 2 years. Like in the US, like people complain about it constantly, but in the US, everyone's running a campaign at some point. Like, Trump gets elected, and was it Jay Inslee, or who was it? Someone announced their candidacy literally the day after Trump was elected for the sole purpose of unseating Trump. Like, I don't think that they were running an active campaign that whole time, but you can be running an active campaign that whole time. Like, presidents are always thinking about their upcoming re-election, and like, Trump's doing rallies. The president doesn't normally just like do president rallies, right? Like, ooh, President Donald Trump's holding a victory rally. Like, that's not a thing. They go and give speeches at things about the issues but they're not campaign rallies, or they aren't explicitly labeled as such, I think. Like, that's not wrong, right? Obama didn't do campaign rallies before he, like right after he was elected, right? Trump is elected and he immediately announced, what, a victory tour? I think that's what he did. Why are there 7 million Spectre Knights I'm about to fight? It was John Delaney. Great. Honestly, we should reform into a parliamentary system in general. Oh yeah, no, abolish the Senate, please. Like, at the very least, we need to abolish the Senate. The Senate's fucking terrible. And, like, it's objectively, okay, this is multi-man melee. I honestly like this a lot, and I'm surprised it works so well. And the movesets are seemingly really, really simple. Like, you have a main attack, you have a charge attack, and you have a ranged attack. Oh, good. The ranged attack is a jump. Fuck. Can you charge your ranged attack? No. What did that anvil do? It just falls. You know, Trump and Bernie have basically been campaigning since 2016. Yeah, no, and that's like not how it should work. Oh god. Okay, I won. I fell, but it didn't take a gem out of me. Okay. Everyone else has been kind of normal in the sense of American politics. Make a compromise. Maybe a compromise can be abolish the Senate, but add 100 seats to the House. Maybe something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Just get rid of the Senate. Because it will always, because of how our states are separated, it will always be biased in favor of conservatives. Like, that's how it works. We have more conservative states, generally, than we have, I don't want to say liberal states, but liberal states. We have more conservative states than we have liberal states. More red than blue, generally. But we have more blue people than red people. It's the same argument as the Electoral College. The Senate has the exact same flaw as the Electoral College. Because it's based on states, it overrepresents the conservative interests. And it's moving even further in that direction. What was the video? There's a video by Some More News that's about that. I think it was about the Electoral College in general, but it did touch on how the Senate is biased in favor of conservatism. Britain has a much smaller population than us, and they have 650 seats. Yeah. Shield Knight, forgive me. The way you fight cannot be an illusion. It truly is you. I know it's you as well. I've been lost in an unending nightmare since the Tower of Fate. Then we must free ourselves from this wretched place and be reunited. From what I've learned, we must fight each other and then shatter the enchanted mirror that brought us here. We'll smash it to dust. But what if we don't emerge from the mirror together? You won't. If we don't, we'll know where to start looking. See you on the other side. But we have to fight each other first. Fuck. Did choosing easy add a add 1 heart to my health? I think it did. Probably also the only reason I start out at 9 lives. And she fell. It'll make people only campaign in swing states. Yeah, that already happens. That already fucking happens. Every argument for the Electoral College is an argument against the Electoral College. Collect 15 gems to win. Oh, there's a boss. And it's the mirror. Do I just need to survive? Will there be a fight, or am I just... Ha. Okay, I just have to prevent it from... Oh my god. Also, yeah, I just realized this ranged attack is Black Knight's attack. So I assume Black Knight has, like, a counterpart to it that acts slightly differently, but... Actually, yeah, I just realized there's potential for clones in this game. Really only one, but... Yeah, you're not even getting one, fucko. Oh boy. Now is it boss time? Yeah, I guessed that. Oh, I did die. Nah. Down he goes. Almost died again. Where are you taking me? I can't imagine this is, like, considered canon. But it definitely makes an effort to, like, fit it into the story. And not explain a thing. Shovel Knight found herself back at her campsite. She had broken the Mirror of Fate's spell. But most importantly, she'd seen Shield Knight. She had spoken to her. But as she'd feared, she was nowhere to be found. How this motherfucker gonna explain the fact that we got both Shield Knight and Enchantress? Vowing to find her again, she picked up her shield blade. After all this, hope was not lost. Unlockables. Well, okay, definitely an interesting thing. I liked it a lot more than I expected to. No, do not amiibo. Okay. That already happens. You don't see anyone campaign in Wyoming or California in the general. Why? Because 50.001% of the vote is the same as 100% of the vote. Voter turnout is made significantly less important. Yeah. Sure, if you get like 53% of the Californian vote, whoop-de-doo, that'll be countered by an immense Republican turnout in the Midwest because the Republican was the only one that campaigned there. Yeah. 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 Well, it's almost like our system's shit. Like, it's the worst. And that was intricately designed to suppress turnout and to overly represent rich people's interests. Almost. A little. Kinda. Alright, I think I'm gonna stop, given that it's been almost 3 hours. Thank you for joining me. I liked our Star Wars talk and our Politalk. Politalk. Next semester's fucking government. Yeah! Good luck. You will do better on the AP test than I did. I'm still fucking, like, it doesn't matter anymore, and it didn't even matter at the time, because, like, a 3 is the same as a 5 in the eyes of UT, but, like, God, I'm so fucking salty I got a 4 on that test. But I got a 5 on biology. Have you heard, I assume if you had heard anything from UT, you would have, like, said something by now. That logo is extravagant, isn't it? Check phone. Oh my god, that's 15,000 messages. Yeah, still haven't heard back. Forgot they were a thing, to be honest. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna take my leave. Thank you for joining me. No more Shovel Knight. No more. It's over. I did all the campaigns. That was a lot of game. That was a very, very much a lot of game. How many streams was this? 5? 6? Plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, 15 days of streaming. Yeah, alright. Well, I'll be back to KOTOR next time I stream, which won't be tomorrow because I am coming back to home, going home tomorrow, which means I gotta move my computer and stuff, and yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to take a break for a bit until I'm, like, situated at home again. I will be streaming over the break because I will have my computer. But actually, now that I think about it, I'm probably not even going to get back to KOTOR yet. Because it's probably going to be a while before I get back to KOTOR because me and Kate are going to stream Donkey Kong Country Returns. That's my next plan. I planned on doing that over the break, and that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.